Welcome, I'm Halcyon, and this is the Hug Nation broadcast. Today I want to talk about participation. Now, participation is one of the 10 principles of Burning Man. And there is something really significant about the philosophical connection that people have with a community and an event. And maybe it's with an event that turns it into a community when everyone feels like they are participating and they are participants and they are responsible for the event. They're responsible for all aspects of it, including cleaning up and leaving no trace, which is another principle. Now, in a traditional event, a festival or gathering, there's often a producers, people who put on the event, sell tickets, and then there's entertainers, and then there's everyone else. There's the audience who receive, who ingest the experience. But Burning Man does not have producers, it does not have entertainers, it has participants, and everyone is responsible for being the entertainment, for being the running the event, for maintaining the functioning of the event, with the exception of the specialized things like porta potties or emergency services. You are not responsible for setting a broken bone or pumping out the porta potty. However, if you wanted to go to volunteer services and ask if you could help, I bet you could be put to work doing either of those things. But there's something philosophically significant when people's connection to the event becomes one of a participant, where they are responsible, when they feel ownership. It's one of the reasons why you don't see trash at Burning Man. Sure, a principle is leave no trace, but tons of events say pick up your trash and even have trash cans, and people still leave a mess. It's because they don't have that ownership. And so I was thinking about that because of this significant percentage of participation that I saw this weekend. But I also just read this article about a study that was done in national parks, I believe. And they in some parks, they had a sign that says, "Welcome to the park." And in other places, they had a sign that said, "Welcome to your park." And the difference of people's philosophical connection to the park and their experience was significant. 34% higher participatory actions of picking up trash, of and donation. 34% more donations from the people that thought it was their park. I think about like what is significant that is in all organizations, and what, like, any company, when you start and you've got everybody there and you all are contributing, there's this incredible sense of ownership and connection and participation. And then as a company grows and you feel less and less like you're a part of it and you have any say, it's very difficult to keep that passion. And I think that's one of the things that Burning Man has actually done very well with over the years, is even as it has grown to 50, 60,000 people, there is this intense feeling of ownership and connection. But I wonder if that connection has been affected by some of the ways the event has grown in recent years. There was a big shift in the Burning Man event when tickets started selling out. Up until a certain point, you could just buy a ticket at the gate. You could buy a ticket anytime you wanted at certain retail outlets. Even you could go to like certain record stores and get Burning Man tickets. You could mail away from them. And then they got to a point where they sold out. A lot of things changed because when you have scarcity, now you have to have systems in place. And so this, as the event has grown, there's been a requirement for the Burning Man organization to play a more significant role in rules and enforcing of rules and in the distribution of tickets and who gets the tickets and how are certain things done. And so now this event that was participants only, and we all do this, and there is no promoters, and there is no, people who are creating the event and those who are audience. We're all creating it. But the more that the organization has to step in and play these admin roles, the more it does feel like there is an us them. And I wonder if one of the things that has contributed to some of the fringe frustration with some of the certain parts of the community, there's a division, in aspects of the community, and a lot of people feel this animosity towards the Burning Man organization and the event itself. I wonder if that is because of this inevitable shift that happens when organizations get to a certain size, and then you have a disconnect from that feeling of you are a true participant. I don't know, but as I think about how much at least I was aware of what the org did back in the old days. I mean, I knew they set up the porta potties and they set up the city, but I didn't really think that they had any say in, what we did in camp, and other than maybe where they put us in placement. But over the years, I've heard more and more kind of frustration, because anytime, authority has to show their authority or demonstrate their authority, someone's going to be frustrated by that. And the more there is an authority, the less there is this communal feeling that we are all part of this. And, in the same way that if you go to an event a non-Burning Man event, and you think that there's promoters and there's producers, you kind of feel like, I paid my ticket, I'm going to get my entertainment. I'm sure there's people paid to pick up the trash. And that is a very different experience and a feeling than the philosophical feeling of connection and like, this is mine. Like the people in the park, they're like, this is our park. I saw a comment in this thread that was talking about that article that talked about the study about our park versus the park. And a librarian chimed in and said, it irks me when people talk about a library and the free books and the free resources at a library, because the reality is we all contributed. We all chipped in our taxes and we bought this stuff and we created this resource. It's our library. And what a cool shift that is, I think, in the philosophical connection to our resources, to our country, to our government. I can hear the anti-socialism comments already, but I'm very comfortable with a little dose of socialism mixed in with my democracy, and I think that any time that we can decrease the division between authority and audience or citizens, when we can make those lines blurrier and we can make that ownership more legitimate, is when we have the possibility of community and democracy, when you have these masses of people all participating, all trying to make it better. That's why Burning Man works. When you have tens of thousands of people all saying, how can I make this better? Because it's mine. Not mine, it's ours. This is our city. This is our movement. This is our gift. How can I give my gifts to make this gift something even more spectacular? And if you can have that attitude in a business or in a community or in a country, well, science says it could be 34% better. Just a thought. I hope that you are feeling connected and as a participant in your life, in your community. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Oops, sorry. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Have a beautiful day.